Hey guys, welcome back. It is week 7 of Super Rugby Aotearoa, and this week it is the Highlanders versus the Chiefs. It is Team 3 versus Team 4 on the log. It is a big game because both of them will want to press the Blues in second place. When you do look at the two seasons so far, the Highlanders last week they provided for one of the biggest upsets in New Zealand rugby in recent history by beating the Crusaders by 21 points. That was a big victory for them. So their season so far, 2 from 5 games. The Chiefs just a little bit better with 2 from 4 games so far. They had those 2 losses, then the 2 wins after that against the Hurricanes and the Blues, and then a bye, having an extra week to prepare for this one. History-wise, it does favour the away team between these two sides. If you do look at the two teams, there is a couple of changes for both sides, a couple of big injuries as well for both teams, with the Highlanders losing Umaga Jensen, who was in superb form last week, and they also lost Fakatava, who's out for 9 to 12 months, unfortunately. Big loss for them there. Sam Cane, he's also injured for the Chiefs, losing their captain. Big loss for them. So we'll see how the two teams go without their players there. Up front, there's one change for the Highlanders. They bring in Honek. I actually think he's been doing quite well off of the bench, but in my opinion, Tokalahi, he's been better for the Highlanders so far. The Groot is the other prop for them at number 1. Dixon provides quite some experience at number 2 for them there. The front row for the Chiefs has been quite strong so far this season, with Aiden Ross and Ta'avao, the two strong props for them there. They've been doing quite well. Takihaho, he's the hooker for them in this game, so it's a big game between these two sides. I do like the hooker of the Chiefs. He does like bashing into players. In the two locks, it is the young combination of Vahi and Arkoi. Both of them have big futures in New Zealand rugby. Evans, a veteran in New Zealand rugby, and Paripari Parkinson, a good combo there. I thought last week he's going to do a bit more. He did get subbed early on in the game, but he's still kind of working himself back from a big injury. Mitchell Brown, he's number 6 for the Chiefs. He's always a workhorse on the park, just like Shannon Frizzell. That's basically a competition for All Black selection when they do go up against each other. Both number 7s are changed, with Kane, who is injured. Boschia comes in, a different Boschia in this case. Lynches also gets his first start of the season. Number 8, Himeno, he continues at number 8, continues in his number 8 jersey. He started last week for the first time against the Crusaders and played quite well. So he will continue against Luke Jacobson, who's also playing quite well at number 8 this season. Both captains or co-captain in the case of Aaron Smith in number 9. Aaron Smith, what a guy to bring in for an injury like Fakatava. Weber, he's been playing quite well, especially in those last 2 games that they did win. Aaron Smith, he's a veteran. You know what you get from him. A lot of talking, a lot of management of his team as well. And he can snipe through and provide a couple of tries for his team as well. Mitch Hunt, probably the man of the match for the Highlanders last week. He was superb. He does get a bit of flick a lot of times. A lot of fans don't really like him that much. They do like Josh Ioane more. But Hunt showed what he can do when he does get front football and does attack the line. Last week he did brilliantly with attacking the line and kicking into space as well. Caleb Trask at number 10. I still think Damien McKenzie could maybe be in the number 10 with Tia at number 15. But he is injured, so they will probably go back to their normal form. Quinn Tupaya, he's at number 12 versus Scott Gregory, who's playing his first game at number 12 this week around. He's actually a wing, but with all the injuries there, he's in there. Tompkinson, actually at number 12, playing on 13. First game back after that little bit of a disciplinary issue a lot of the Highlanders players had last week. Anton Leonard-Brown and at number 13, both of them very similar players. Like to see what they do up against each other there. Anton Leonard-Brown also kind of getting back into his form. A lot of changes on the wings. Nana Satoro comes in for the Chiefs. A very hot stepper for them there. John Alow also at number 14. Punivai, he comes back from his injury he sustained a couple of weeks ago. Hot stepper and very good at attack. Nareki at number 11. He racks up the meters if he does get a good game. Damien McKenzie at number 15, who's played every single minute for his side so far this season. Playing really well so far as well. Gordon Bishop, who had probably the best game of his life. He even said so in an article last week. On the benches, there's a couple of changes as well, with the Highlanders going with a 6-2 split. You'll see Renton there in jersey number 23. Up front, they do have a strong front row coming on with Coltman, Johnston, and Tokalahi. The Chiefs, they have a strong front row coming up as well, especially in the form of Slater and Norris. Then other guys to look out for the two teams, I want to see how Harmon does off of the bench. Hamilton, he hasn't played much this year as well. I almost forgot he is at the Highlanders. So we'll see how he does this week around. Josh Ioane, he's back from that. Also a little bit of a disciplinary issue, so he'll want to make amends for that. For the Chiefs, names to look out for, always Soakula, a guy that's a hard carrier from the number 8 jersey. Tuhuri Orangi, he's also a guy to look out for. Nankerville and Stevenson, quite a good backline replacement to bring on for the team. Guys, if you do make a prediction here, it's actually quite a close one to call. Difficult to say which one will win, but if you do go on the one team that had a bye, we'll probably have to have prepared well for this game. But the Highlanders beat the Crusaders last week. They will have to be on a high from that as well. I think the Highlanders to win this one by 4 points. Let me know your prediction down in the comments below. Also, check out these videos next to me. Hit the subscribe button if you do like the channel. And then I'll see you for the next one. Cheers.